What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hot Take. Today we're in a 2015 Lexus GS350 F Sport. This is actually very similar to the Lexus IS350 that we drove in one of our previous videos. That one was 2006. This is a 2015, so almost a 10-year gap. So there are a lot of differences and also a lot of similarities. We'll get a kind of good look as to how the platform changed throughout the years. Being a GS350, this is a bit bigger and a lot more optioned. The paint color is this beautiful obsidian black, and the interior we have is this really cool orange. I don't think it's called terracotta. The name keeps coming up to my head, but I think it's called something different. A pretty rare color combination, as the owner tells me. We have an 8-speed automatic transmission and a 3.5-liter V6 producing about 306 horsepower. So let's take this thing out on the road and see how Lexus's sport luxury sedan drives. We do also have adjustable bolstering in the driver's seat, which kind of hugs you in as the car starts, which is really cool. So we're going to start by putting this into Sport Plus. This is how the owner instructed we drive it. Some initial impressions. This car is very smooth and very refined, which I like, and you expect from a sort of luxury mid-size sedan kind of like this. The 8-speed automatic transmission is a lot quicker than the 6-speed that they used in the first iterations of this Driveline, and the paddles are also much more responsive. Not quite as responsive as, say, a BMW from the same era, but I would say no slower than a Mercedes for sure. And I already screwed up. Need to do that. There we go. But it's all there though. The kickdown's pretty good, and because this is an F Sport, it has some piped in induction noise. It's not played through the speakers. It's almost like some physical tubing that Lexus ran into the interior, so you get to hear some of that engine roar. Alright, I'll try that again. And in manual mode and Sport Plus, the downshifts are a little bit quicker. It's a true manual mode. It will hold your gears, unlike a lot of pseudo manual modes that will sort of shift for you. Of course, if you do take it to the top, it will shift for you regardless, but if you put your foot down, even though you're not at the most optimal RPM, it'll let you ride the gear out. And I'm really liking fourth gear in this transmission so far. Good gear to kind of hear the induction noise a little bit when you put your foot down, but you're not overly stressing the engine out. The chassis feels pretty stiff. Not to say that the ride quality is super stiff. It is a little firm for what this car is. Granted, I am in Sport Plus. If you put it in a comfort or normal mode, it gets a little better. But it's kind of nice. The car communicates to you really well what it is feeling on the road. So for as big as this luxury sedan is, it doesn't feel that disconnected. On relative terms, anyway. Other driver inputs, the paddles do have a nice little click when you click them. The brake pedal is a little bit squishy on the initial press, but once you get into it, it's not too bad. Plenty of brake from this car. Very quick shifts. The gas pedal is a little interesting. It's not quite as direct as I'd like it to be. It's a little floppy. Not the worst I felt, also not the best. But when you're driving it around in automatic mode, the gas pedal does correlate pretty well to the amount of power you're going to receive. Like half throttle, it'll kind of downshift a couple times for you. Partial throttle, it might not, and then a little more, and it'll give you one downshift. So it's a very intelligent system. And I can get over the way the gas pedal feels in this car. But I have to say, this is a very smooth drive. It soaks up a lot of these curvy roads really nicely, and my only big gripe with this car is that it doesn't feel like you're going that fast. And now that's a lot of luxury cars, but the car sort of tricks you because it gives you a little bit of feedback. Like I can kind of feel through the steering wheel, especially in Sport Plus mode. It's a little bit heavier. I could feel some of the road through the steering wheel and the suspension, and the car has some of that semblance of directness. So it feels more tossable than it is, and you think you're going slower than you are because you're not feeling as much as you think you would from, say, a sports car. But then you look at the speedometer and you're like, oh my god, I need to slow down. So it's kind of an interesting experience. I like the way this V6 sounds. Some people aren't too big on V6s. I personally like any 6-cylinder engine. I just like the way they sound. But some do sound kind of trumpety, or they just sound like they're gasping for air at higher RPMs. This one doesn't. It's very smooth and refined. It's eager, but not too eager. And it has torque all across the mid-range. I would say the power band is very linear. It doesn't really peak. It feels as though at 3,000 RPM you have the same amount of torque and thrust as you do at 6, which is good. That's what you want out of a luxury car. You want it to be a smooth, linear, even power delivery, as to not upset your riders in the cabin. Also, something too, I was messing around with this when we stopped for a second. The center console opens in a really funny way. It's like 2-action. It like slides back and then opens up, which I don't know, it's kind of cool. I like it. I guess it slides back so you can adjust it and then it opens up like it would any other. Slap this back into manual mode. I gotta say, I'm a fan of that piped-in induction noise. A lot of you viewers may know if you watch the channel, I am a huge proponent for induction noise. It is my favorite noise out of a car. The exhaust is always nice, but I really like induction noise, and this car has a good one. Lexus did a good job with the F Sport at kind of helping bring out that natural engine noise. You know what this sound almost reminds me of? It almost reminds me of old Alfa Romeos, but like if you refined the sound. It's kind of weird. I know it's weird to connect an Alfa Romeo to a Lexus because they're way different cars, but Alfa Romeos have a beautiful sounding V6, and this almost kind of has some of that resonance. Maybe it's just my maybe I need to get my hearing checked, but I feel like, I don't know. It's like you refine that Alfa Romeo sound and put some sound deadening and everything in the car. I feel like that's what you would get with this. Transmission's so quick, the engine's so responsive, the suspension is great. This is a great drive, and it's a big luxury sedan. So not only do you have this great package to have fun on these back roads, But whenever you want, you can just decide to put it back in the drive, put it back in the normal mode, and drive it like you normally would. Very quick, has a lot of torque, and I think my statement earlier about the power delivery being really linear has now been especially confirmed for me. I felt like it shifted at 6, went right down, it pulls the same all the way through. It's a very smooth power delivery, and I like it a lot. Maybe if you leave it in automatic mode, you kind of give it, I want to say that's probably like 2/3 throttle towards half there at the end. It does a pretty good job at self-regulating. It's a very intelligent automatic transmission, and I've always found that Lexus and Toyota learning, or how the ECU sort of adapts, the adaptations to your driving style, has always been very intelligent and very good. This is the first time ever where somebody has left me a car for an entire day or two to drive. So I've been kind of driving this around, and I've been able to get a good perspective on how this car drives, which is awesome. That was about the limited suspension. It's really good though. We were going nearly highway speeds on the on-ramp. Very solid suspension, very solid car. And the last test we're going to do, we're going about highway speeds, 70 miles an hour. We're going to test the Kickdown. Now we're in Sport Plus right now, so we'll do one in Sport Plus and one in normal mode. Interesting. So I didn't grab the lowest gear immediately. So even in Sport Plus, it's a little conservative. Slow down a bit. We'll put it back into normal mode. All right, we're going about the same 70 miles an hour. About the same. So I think Sport Plus only really affects the shift points as far as, oh, I finally did it, the self-centering turn signal stock thing. And I pushed it left to try to turn it off and then put the left one on. I think the Sport Plus really only affects the transmission shift points and engine responsiveness when you're sort of on back roads, like actively accelerating, this and that. I think as far as Kickdown or just being in the mode and driving normally, it doesn't really change that initial responsiveness from the transmission. And now the hot take. We're going to do the hot take on the road today because I'm driving home. I would say the 2015 GS350 F Sport, though, kind of exceeded my expectations a little bit. So when I drove my friend's 2006 IS350, it was good, but you could tell where there were a lot of areas where Lexus sort of compromised compared to a Mercedes in luxury and a BMW with sportiness, kind of filling that middle gap. Now I think this car does the same thing, but it doesn't compromise anything for the sake of compromising. I still think the transmission is a lot better than the old one, and they've improved the driving experience of this in a lot of ways. Especially I think the suspension, despite this being a much larger car, it handles just as good, and maybe, dare I even say, a tiny bit better than the old IS350. Now granted, that one was not an F Sport, and it had way more miles than this car. So those are both contributing factors. But for the roughly 20 grand that this owner paid, I think these are really good value and you're getting a lot of car for the money. And given it's a Lexus Toyota product, you're not going to have a lot of the issues that you would have normally with some of its European rivals. So there is my hot take. With that, let's go ahead and give the 2015 Lexus GS350 F Sport a score. The scores are shown. It scores pretty high on our list. The GS350 F Sport is a little more car than the 06 IS350 we drove, and the score reflects this. But the older IS350 is a lot of value for the money. Should you buy it? The GS350 F Sport is a fantastic car. It is comfortable, quick enough, and a great do-it-all package. Lexus took a swing at the BMW M Sport and Audi S line with their F Sport, and while it doesn't quite reach the performance goal of those cars, the price reflected that, and because the engine is tried and true, we know these will be reliable. If you're in the market for a mid-size sports sedan, the GS350 F Sport is an excellent choice.